everybody, and welcome to the Wolfe Pit. Hey, tonight we're going to do some country fried steak and mashed potatoes. And here's an easier way of making mashed potatoes rather than boiling them and peeling them first. Is I bake these, I got about a dozen small potatoes here, and I baked them first for about an hour and 15 minutes at 350 degrees. As you can tell, they're nice and soft. So what we're going to do is set these aside. I'll just get them out of the way. We won't necessarily have to set them aside. And then we're going to cut them in half. I'm just going to cut them all in half at once, and that way it gives them a little bit of time to cool down before we move on to the next step, which will be scooping out the insides. Alright, now we got all our potatoes cut in half, and we're going to go ahead and start scooping out the insides and just leave the skin intact. And then you have mashed potatoes pretty much. And it's another way too that's it's easier for anybody that has any problem carrying something heavy or in a chair. If you just want to, try to simplify things and work around things that are easy. And most cooks take for granted. Obviously I can't carry around a big pot of hot boiling water. Just like last night with the noodles. So you figure out a different way to do different things, and a lot of times they turn out actually better. Alright, there we got all our potatoes scraped out, and now we're going to put them in a bowl. Alright, in the bowl we have a half a stick of butter, a tablespoon of salt, and a tablespoon of black pepper. And we're going to add in the potatoes now. Okay. Alright, now we're going to add in a half a cup of hot milk. It doesn't have to be boiling or anything else. Just have a cup of hot milk. And now we're just going to mix these up. There's really no reason to mash them. They're mashed potatoes now, and I don't like my mashed potatoes real smooth. I like them with a little bit of texture to them. Alright, now we're ready to make our country fried steak. And here we have about 2 cups of whole milk. And I'm going to go ahead and liberally season this with salt and pepper. Alright. And I'm just going to use my finger to mix this up with. It's not really, because I'm going to get my fingers dirty anyway. So now what we're going to do is put all the meat in here. We're not marinating or anything. We're just basically getting it wet. So now we've got all our meat wet with the milk and the seasoning mixture. And now we're going to set this aside real quick. Alright, so there we got, let's say it's roughly 4 cups of flour. Just regular all-purpose flour here. So we're going to season this up as well. And this we will mix up a little bit. Alright. Okay, now we're going to start dredging our meat in there that's been soaking in the milk just for a couple minutes, not very long. Alright, there we go. We got all our steaks coated. We're going to let it sit here at room temperature for about 30 minutes. Alright, our meat's been sitting at room temperature for about 30 minutes, and it's coated with seasoned flour, and it's seasoned itself. We're going to go ahead and begin to fry this up in some vegetable oil. And we're going to cook that for about 4 minutes per side. All right, once you notice the blood start to come out the top of the meat, go ahead and flip it over. All right, now that all of our cube steaks are fried, we're going to go ahead and we've drained everything but about maybe a quarter cup of oil from here. We're going to go ahead and add in about a quarter cup of flour, the seasoned flour, the same flour that we breaded the steaks with. And this is what we're going to make our gravy with. And then we're going to slowly start pouring a little bit of milk. Probably about that much for now. All right, there we go. Our gravy is about done. Now we're going to be plating up our food in just 1 second. Let me just give this a couple more swirls. Once this comes up to the boil, it should be as thick as it's going to get. All right, there we go. Our country fried steak is done, and we're going to get this plated up, and we'll be right back. All right, there we go with our country fried steak and gravy and mashed potatoes. Let's go ahead and cut into this. Nice crisp crust. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's get a bite of that. That's some home style cooking right there. Melt in your mouth, tender. I'll try some of these mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes that were cooked in the oven, by the way. Mashed potatoes and gravy. See a little corn on here. If that don't fill your belly up, I'm not sure what's going to. Let me give this one more taste here. There you go. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.